I want to tell you the story of a guy named James Lawrence. James was a guy about 10 years ago, it's about 10 years ago. I was doing a lot of triathlon and I had finished my first Ironman. And about a year later, um, I heard about this guy and he was calling himself the Iron Cowboy. And he was telling everybody that he was going to do 50 Ironman distance, full Ironman distance triathlons in 50 consecutive days in 50 states. And when he said that, when we started hearing about it in the news, and I thought, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. I bet this guy has never even done a triathlon. If he had done a full-length Ironman triathlon before, he would know that this just isn't possible. But we kept hearing about it and hearing about it. And so, sure enough, in that year, he started out, the first one was in Hawaii. Then he flew and took his crew up to Alaska. He did one in Alaska. And then he started working his way down the coast. And true to his promise, he was doing a full-length Ironman length triathlon. Now, if you are not familiar with that, let me tell you a little bit about an Ironman triathlon. A full Ironman triathlon is a 2-mile swim followed by a 112-mile bike followed by a full marathon, 26.2 mile run. And there is a limit. There is a limit of 16 hours. Now, James was doing this length of a triathlon every day. They weren't Ironman sponsored events. He was doing this on his own, but he was following the full Ironman distance for these events. And he had arranged this out. They had set up people in every state to help him plan out routes and kind of get them set up. And they had all kinds of problems, as you can imagine. I mean, in one state, they got there when there was a hurricane coming through. And obviously, he can't go outside during a hurricane and do it, but he had a schedule. And so on that day, he did it in an indoor pool and exercise bike and a treadmill. And it was absolutely incredible. So he got here to Kentucky. I think that we were state number 17. And I had to go see him. I had to go watch him. So it was in the west part of the state. And I drove over there. I took my bike and watched him do the swim in a swimming pool. And then he got on the bike. And I rode with him for about 60 miles. And about that time, he was sort of on a schedule. Because they had to finish up. When they were done, they had to drive to another state and set everything up again. And plus, they had to sleep. And I mean, it was just really absolutely unbelievable. So I rode with him for about 60 miles. And right around then, he realized that he needed to kind of up the pace a little bit in order to get to his next stop at as reasonable time as he could. And then he was just gone. I mean, he was just like flash. He was gone. And, but I'll tell you, he did every state and he did it on time. And he finished up in his home state of Utah. If I remember correctly, I think it was on the 4th of July. And it was absolutely incredible. It was absolutely incredible. It inspired me more than you can imagine. And the Iron Cowboy, some of you all may have seen some of the stuff about him. He has been featured a few times. A few years ago, he beat that record again. And this time he didn't try to go to every state, but this time his goal was to do 100 full-length triathlons in 100 days. Now, he did them all there in Utah because they discovered that the traveling thing just made it so hard. But he did 100 consecutive days, 2-mile swim, 112-mile bike, and a full marathon. And just to prove it beyond a doubt, he did one more. So he did it in 101 days, 101 full-length Ironman style triathlons. It's absolutely incredible. As credible as that was, the 50 days is what really stuck with me. When he did that, I was so amazed by that. And I started asking myself, holy crap, what can you accomplish in 50 days? I mean, I never would have thought that you could do something like that. And it changed so many things about the way I looked at things. And for quite a while, I would set 50-day challenges for myself. And I had done a whole bunch of them. And it occurred to me since that time, I've had a number of things happen. I mean, I've had cancer a couple of times. I've had, all kinds of different things occur to me. But that 50 days just keeps coming back. And I've done many different things. I did 50 days of trash. I did 50 days of networking. I've done 50 days of gardening. I've done 50 days of, I've done, probably, several dozen of these different challenges. And it's amazing. It's amazing what you can accomplish. And they're kind of fun. They're kind of fun. So I've been thinking for some time. When I started doing that, there was a time where I was doing it and I would like be posting the results on social media, like while I'm doing stuff on Facebook. And I found that all of my friends, all of these people started following me, and a number of them started doing it too. And I even had people say, hey, do you have an app for this stuff? I'm like, no, there's no app. It's just me kind of doing these things. And it occurred to me, I thought, this might be a fun book. Maybe this would be something where I put out a book in 50 days and there's 50 different challenges for 50 days. I don't know, but it's stayed with me. And so I thought that I might start a YouTube channel, 50 days, and we will try these different things, 50 days at a time, see kind of what happens. But I don't want to do this without giving James Lawrence all the credit for this idea. If you do not know of James Lawrence, you should absolutely look him up. Iron Cowboy. He's written a couple of books. He wrote a book about his 50-day experience. He wrote a book about his 101-day experience. He's now a motivational speaker. He sets up things, and he's, there's been, I believe that this year there's going to be a documentary about his 101 days. And so it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. If you want somebody to follow James, check out his books, check out his videos. It's really amazing. And so anyway, we may just start out and see what we can do in 50 days. And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna confess, this is a half-baked idea. I don't have a good plan for it. I really don't. I'm trying to decide, do I just do one of them at a time? Do I need to have more than one going at a time? Is that gonna be a mess? I don't even know. I'm not sure. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to post one video every day for each one of that, or maybe just, you know, we do a summary once a week. I haven't figured it out. I don't know. So it's probably going to be a mess. It's probably going to be a real mess at first, but maybe we can try it out, see if people are interested, kind of see what people do. And anyway, if you are interested in that and want to follow on this, I don't know, it might be fun. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye.